Welcome to English Please, the podcast where we explore interesting topics in under 10 minutes in clear, intermediate English. I'm your host, Christopher. I live in New York City, and I've always been passionate about languages and how we learn them. Whether you're listening on your way to work or while cooking dinner at home, this show is designed to help you with your English listening and comprehension skills. First of all, thanks for listening. As I've said in the past few episodes, I'm sending occasional newsletters to help you on your journey to fluency. I am working to make the newsletters more and more useful as we get into Season 3. If you're interested, you can sign up at the link in the show notes. If you enjoy this podcast and would like to support it, you can send a small donation through a site called Buy Me a Coffee at coff.ee/English Please. It's a simple way to help me cover the costs of making the podcast. I appreciate anything, no matter how small. There's also a link in the show notes. Okay, let's get started. I'm back from a recent trip to Florida, where I visited family, and I began to think about famous tourist destinations in the U.S. A few hours north of New York City is where you'll find Niagara Falls, which is one of the most famous natural sights in North America. It is located on the border between the United States and Canada. When you stand near the water, you will hear a deep, steady roar. Mist rises up like a big white cloud, and the air feels wet and cool on your face. Niagara Falls is actually made up of 3 waterfalls: Horseshoe Falls, which is the largest, plus the American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls. Together, they move an enormous amount of water every second. People come to Niagara Falls for many reasons. Some come to feel the power and beauty of the falls. Others come for the lights and attractions nearby. But the falls are also important in the history of technology. In the late 1800s, engineers learned how to use the moving water to make electricity. And this idea changed the world. A big project at Niagara used alternating current, or AC, which is the kind of electricity that travels well over long distances. This work, led by Nikola Tesla and supported by George Westinghouse, showed that AC power could be sent from the falls to nearby cities. The first large hydroelectric plants began in the 1890s, and soon electricity from Niagara was lighting streets and running factories. For people in the region, the falls became not only a place of beauty, but also a place of invention and progress. Another strong tradition at Niagara is love. For more than 200 years, the falls have been a place for new couples to start married life. Over time, Niagara earned the nickname the honeymoon capital because so many people enjoyed honeymoons there. Oh, a honeymoon is a special trip that a couple takes right after getting married. Visitors often notice a big difference between the American and Canadian sides of the falls. The Canadian side, where Horseshoe Falls is located, gives the most famous wide view of all 3 waterfalls. It feels a little more polished, with a long walkway right next to the river, tall hotels, and evening light shows. The American side has its own charm. It has Niagara Falls State Park, the oldest state park in the United States, with trails, islands, and platforms that let you stand very close to the water. But outside the park, the American town can feel more crowded with souvenir shops and bright lights. Some visitors think this feels a little tacky, while others enjoy the fun, busy atmosphere. Not all stories from Niagara are about love or technology. Some stories are about danger and daring acts. Since the 1800s, people have tried to go over the falls in barrels, metal capsules, small boats, and even rubber balls. The first person to survive a trip over the falls in a barrel was Annie Edson Taylor. On October 24th, 1901, she climbed into a wooden barrel and went over the Horseshoe Falls. She survived, though she did not become rich from this stunt. Her story is still told today because it shows both courage and a desire for fame. Many other daredevils have tried similar stunts since then. Over time, laws were made to stop people from doing dangerous acts at Niagara. Today, park officials strongly warn people not to try to go over or jump from the falls. I think the thread that connects all of these aspects of Niagara Falls is that it shows something simple about people. We are drawn to great beauty. We want to see something that feels larger than ourselves. We are curious about power, the natural power of water, and the human-made power of electricity. And we are romantic. Beautiful places become places to celebrate love. And sometimes, people push the limits for fame or money. Niagara holds all of these meanings at once: wonder, invention, romance, and risk. If you ever visit Niagara, you will see lights on the water at night, boats that come very close to the mist, and parks where people walk and take photos. You will also see small museums and signs that explain the history of electricity and the stories of people who loved or challenged the falls. For many visitors, the strongest feeling is simple: a quiet respect for how powerful nature can be, and a surprise at how that power helped shape the modern world. Again, I'm Christopher, and I want to invite you to join me in future episodes of English Please to hear about a variety of topics, all focused on helping you with your English. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts, and let's continue this adventure together in clear, understandable English. And please, if you enjoy this podcast and would like to support it, visit coff.ee/EnglishPlease. It's just a simple way to help me cover the costs of making the podcast. No pressure, but I appreciate anything, no matter how small. Sincere thanks, as always, for listening. See you soon!